This is Paul. See, the Deadbeat Parents Punishment Act. Yeah. 1998 federal statute that makes it a felony punishable by up to 2 years in prison. Yeah. For failure to pay child support if the obligor, yes, has crossed state lines in an attempt to avoid paying the support. Now, I never did that. Now, the Act provides felony penalties if a person travels across state lines intending to evade a child support obligation. Yeah, that is over $5,000 or that has remained. Oh, oh, unpaid longer than 1 year. Or a person willfully fails to pay child support for a child living in a different state, obligation greater than $10,000. Yes. Or if it remains unpaid for more than 2 years, the state supersedes. The act supersedes the Child Support Recovery Act of 1994. Yes. Now, I'm the deadbeat dad that had told you for the last 4 years that my rights were being violated. Yeah. And you never gave me a copy of dissolution of marriage. You never gave me a child support order. No. You arrested me multiple times. Yes. You didn't know where I was at. Yes. And I'm sitting here, and now the adult, yes, male, American citizen, is going to have to testify in the United Nations why the United States refused to enforce his rights. Now, child support services. Phew! We are still married. As stupid as this sounds, yes, quite often in international courts of law, they won't admit the testimony of a minor child the same way they would an adult national. Yes. See, in the United Nations, an adult 18 years old, yes, age of majority, yes, the weight of the actual testimony in the United Nations is considerably greater considering he's an adult now. Now, when I call Zachary to the witness stand and I ask him to explain to the United Nations, yes, why it is that I've been going to jail for the last 8.5 years for failure to pay child support, I'm going to want to know exactly what the United Nations says about adult children. I know. Why don't you call the United Nations again? All those employees that do know because I emailed them. See, some of these international courts, the actual testimony of an adult citizen of a nation, yes, it gives a greater amount of weight. When a judge hears, yes, 6'3" Zachary James Budnick, well, actually, my dad didn't fail to pay child support. My mom didn't give him a dissolution of marriage. Oh, is that right? Did the court have the jurisdiction to dissolve the marriage? No. She never gave him notice at court hearing. She didn't give him a dissolution of marriage. He doesn't know what the sealed confidential reports say. Yes. And I, as his son, for 8 years, 6 months, and 14 days, yes, have had my rights obstructed because they didn't have jurisdiction issues.